Hey ladies, how are you? I can see that I am live in our group. Welcome, beautiful ones, to our Business Growth Insights training this Tuesday morning. I am just setting up to make sure that I can see your comments. There we go. Oh, I'm very excited to be here today on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I hope you are having a great week so far. I know I am. It's been an extremely busy Monday already, and now a Tuesday as well. So I'm excited to go. Now, you have to excuse me this morning. Don't you just love it when you're just about to go live on Facebook, right? And you're taking a beautiful sip of coffee and it goes down the wrong way. So this literally is just what happened to me. Anyway, hey, Ashley, how are you, gorgeous lady? Okay, so I want to get on with today's training. What we're going to talk about this morning is how to stop following shiny objects. So just let me share my screen and we will get straight into it this morning. Now, this is something in particular, shiny object syndrome is something in particular that I am constantly reminded of myself, and I'm also reminding not only my clients too, but a lot of people that I speak to about, and how to stop following the shiny objects, right? So this is something I'm constantly speaking on. Hey Sam, how are you, lovely lady? So I thought that I would come and speak on today what it is, the pros and cons of what it is, and also how to avoid it. So we're going to talk, we're going to really talk through shiny object syndrome, aka SOS, right? So let's talk about what is shiny object syndrome. Well, to read from the screen, shiny object syndrome takes form of chasing the latest trend, strategy, tactic, or advice making the rounds, right? So who wakes up in the morning, checks their phone and sees maybe a sponsored ad for something like grow your business to 10K months or lose 20Ks in the next 6 weeks or something similar, right? Who does that? So they can be considered wild claims, but put in a way that you can't help but click on them, right? Because you want to learn more, you want to click on that teach me more or sign me up or whatever it says. Okay, these can be shiny objects, right? So things that things that catch our eye, they tend to be, like it says there, the latest fad, something new that you haven't tried before that you're going, oh, that looks a bit interesting, right? But more importantly, something that you see as being able to get yourself out of what could be a stressful situation, right? Or help you in an area in which you're having a bit of trouble or a bit of difficulty at the moment, okay? Or in an area where you actually know that you need to work on in either your life and or your business, okay? So hands up, tell me in the chat if you have ever been tempted or have followed a shiny object before. I am putting both my hands up. If I wasn't standing up, I would put both my feet up in the air as well, because I have done this so many times. It is ridiculous, right? And this is why I love coming to talk about this particular topic, right? And let me just share with something with you. You would have seen on the photo, right, at the top there, that I've got this sign saying no more shiny objects. I still have that photo, right? Have this, we'll call it a photo, call it a little sign sitting on my desk. This has been sitting here for about 4 years now to remind me not to follow the shiny objects. This is no more shiny objects if you can't see it, right? Because I have done this, and there was a time when I was following the bouncing ball, following the shiny object so much that my inbox became absolutely flooded with emails from people that I had no idea who they were, where they'd gotten my email from. because I was signing up for webinars left, right, and center, right? Trying to learn as much basic free stuff as I could. And I was, signing up for free opt-ins left, right, and center. And I was even going as far as getting up into the middle of the night to attend these free webinars. Now, I want to be clear here. This isn't always a bad thing, right? To get up and attend webinars in the middle of the night. You need to ignore them, hate clickbait. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I agree, Ashley. So it's not always a bad thing to get up in the middle of the night and do a webinar, right? But the thing with me personally is at that time, my intention was to learn as much free stuff as I could, right? Implement whatever I could into my business and never pay for anything. That was my honest to God intention, because I just thought, I believed, right? I just thought, I'm just going to do it all on my own. And can I honestly tell you, it got exhausting, right? I was doing this, I was getting up in the middle of the night probably a couple of times a week, right? And I was exhausted, because then I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep, and I would then have to get up and have a day full of work. So the thing is now, though, is that I'm still signing up for webinars. Yes, I do. But now the thing that's different is I've learned to recognize the difference between following that shiny object, right, and deliberately searching for something that I know that I need in my business right now. And so this is why, for me, when I set up things like when I set up my own webinars, right, or I hold these trainings like I'm holding now, I tend to steer clear of wild promises or wild statements that you're going to make 10K months when you come and work with me, right? That's not to say you can't, don't get me wrong. But what I do promise is that when you join the Heart and Soul Business Academy, when you get some coaching from me, when you put into action what I teach, then you are going to have success. So there's a big difference than me putting out a wild claim that I'm going to get you to 10K months, right? What I do say is this, right? Now, because is that when you take the action, that you are going to be a success in your business. And from the bottom of my heart, right, from the bottom of my heart, I don't want to be just another shiny object to help my clients. I want to be the coach that can help you be the success in your business you want to be. So again, I don't want to be the latest shiny object. So let's look at some pros and cons, right, of shiny object syndrome. Now, just with everything, there are pros and cons of following the shiny objects, right? But I have to tell you right from the outset that the cons do outweigh the pros. So let's go through it. The pros are that, yes, you absolutely can learn a lot from different aspects. Of course you can, and you do, and I have. And you may eventually find what you're looking for when you do sign up for all these clickbait, as you put it, Ashley. I like that. I do like that, clickbait. And something that I have heard a lot of before. So they are the cons, right? You might eventually find what you're looking for. So they're the pros. You might eventually find what you're looking for. What are the cons? Well, they can be, if you allow them, constant distractions. And when you allow yourself to get distracted, you get very, very confused, right? Because your mind is going in so many different directions. Confusion creates overwhelm, right? You become and you feel like a jack of all trades. So it's kind of like you've got your fingers in all the pies, a little bit about everything, and jack of all trades, master of none. A little bit about everything, but not a lot about one specific area. So you're kind of learning bits and pieces, right? And because of all this is working together, you have little success in your business. So I have said that the reason that I have this little sign that has been sitting on my desk for 4 years, maybe longer, I don't actually know, it's just like a fixture now, is that, you know, when you guys know that I used to work as a virtual assistant, I had a business that I was trying to set up as a virtual assistant. And I used to attend webinars, as I've said, all the time. I used to download all the free opt-ins that I possibly could. And I actually had on my OneDrive a folder entitled Research. And the thing was that I would very rarely go in and use any of this stuff, right? When I did go into this folder that was titled Research, there was so much information in there. And even when I would go in with like a specific intention in mind, I would get so confused and so overwhelmed that honestly, I just ended up throwing everything, downing tools and going and watching Netflix for the afternoon. Literally, that's what I did. So I would go to that folder and I would be saying to myself, okay, so today I want to teach myself how to do social media properly. And I would go into that folder and there would be like 4 or 5 opt-ins from 4 or 5 different people, all coming at how to, hey, beautiful Nina, how are you? I would be looking at 4 or 5 different opt-ins from 4 or 5 different people. They're all coming at it at how to use social media from a different perspective. So I was trying to put 5 different perspectives together to make sense. And it was so confusing. And honestly, I would just go, oh my God, I'm so confused. And I would end up throwing it all in the towel and going and just watching Netflix for the afternoon. That's what I would do. And of course, when you do that, you know, it wasn't, my business never grew, right? Because I was still at the stage where I was telling myself that I could simply take all these opt-in materials and just learn from there. And, you know, you girls know my business failed. I didn't stay as a virtual assistant for very long at all, right? And can I tell you too, even when I started as a coach, when I started this business, I actually hadn't yet learned my lesson. I tried to do the same thing and I started to go down the same road. Did I learn some stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I did learn some stuff, right? But not at the level that I needed to. Okay, because let's put it out there. Okay, so this opt-in material, all these free webinars, these free downloads that you get, it wasn't the deep level of information that I needed to be able to grow my business, right? It's free stuff. So people, and I teach this, you know, this is at the top of your sales funnel. People are giving away free stuff. So to get that, to learn at that deeper level, the reality is that you're going to need to go and work with someone at that deeper level as well. So here's some questions, right? I want you to ask yourself these questions. Is this you? If you can relate to the following, then guess what? So ask yourself, do you have a list of ideas, but nothing ever gets done? So your brain is going, oh my God, that would be a great idea. I'm going to write that down. Or even you've got a bunch of lists, right? And the lists are everywhere. Think about that. Do you love to start new things, but very rarely complete them? Oh my God, this was me, right? I am a very creative person. I used to love starting new things, but, you know, and even my son says it to this day. He still says, oh my God, I love to start new things. I'm very creative, but I very rarely finish them. I'm like, well, guess what? You get that from me. Do you jump from maybe one course to the other, or one opt-in to the other, right? One webinar to the other, because you are drawn by those wild claims? Are you maybe, or is your mind branching off in lots of different directions? Or have you got, like I did have you got lots of tools available to you, lots of information available to you, whether it's free or paid, right? But you very rarely use anything. If you're answering yes to one or a couple or all of these things, then guess what? You've probably got shiny object syndrome. And I want to say to yourself, I want to say to you, and I want you to say to yourself, don't get down. Don't be down on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It's actually human nature. Hello, beautiful Kay. How are you, lovely lady? It is human nature to follow the shiny object. But by answering all these questions, now that you're aware that you might have shiny object syndrome, or SOS as I call it, you can now start to be aware and recognize when you're doing it, when it's happening, right? When you are following those bold claims, or opposed to like actually searching for something that you actually need. So there's a big difference. Okay, so I laugh when I see these pictures, and let me tell you why. They remind me of my daughter. My daughter, and also they remind me, like, this is how our mind works. This is how my mind has worked in the case of shiny object syndrome. And so the first one is like, we need to stay focused. It says we need to stay focused on our marketing priorities and not get distracted by every shiny new look. Oh, look, a squirrel. You know? It is so true. That is literally what shiny object syndrome is. And as I said, I laugh because it's my daughter. So when I was teaching my daughter how to drive, she's like the ultimate shiny object syndrome person. She gets so easily distracted. And so I was teaching her how to drive. She'd not long gotten on the road, and we were like, I was teaching her in a manual. And so, you know, there was more to teach her. And we were driving along to one of her dance classes, and she's just chatting away, and I'm trying to instruct her, you know, as mums do. And she's just chatting away. She's talking, she's going, oh, so what do I do here? Oh, look, a bird. She's driving the car, looking up at the sky, looking at a bird. And I'm like, it is the ultimate shiny object syndrome. I'm like, Taylor, watch the road, watch where you're going, right? So she is, I love her. And anyone who knows Taylor, they will, you know, she's beautiful, but she gets easily distracted. Similar to that vision of a tree, of tree branches, right? What can happen is we often start on one path, get distracted and go off on another, like branch off on another path, and then branch off on another path. And before we know it, we forget where we were originally were, right? And this is the same, like I said, relating to Taylor. She will start a conversation. She'll start with this topic and then branch off to that topic and then a mini topic there. And I keep having to say to her, Taylor, bring it back. What were you talking about first of all? Right? And I think we all tend to do that. And the same thing, you know, let's bring it back to business. The same thing can happen when we're in business, right? And I've got to tell you, this ironically happened to me literally yesterday, right? Ironic because, you know, I knew that I was going to come on here and talk about this today. But for distraction, stay focused, yes. So I was looking for a new CRM in my business, right? I was looking for something, researching something that I'm specifically in need of right now. But I got totally distracted, right? So, you know, yes, I was searching for things like webinars. Yes, I was searching for things like information to get more information. But I went on, as I went to search for something, I got totally distracted because my eye fell on my Facebook tab, right? And I saw that I had notifications. So I went in to check the notifications. And as I'm checking my Facebook, I saw a sponsored ad, right? Clickbait, if you want to call it. I clicked on it and I almost signed up for another free webinar. Almost. Then my eyes fell on my little sign. And I had to stop and think, is this something I really need? And it wasn't, right? And in fact, you know, when I really thought about it, when I stopped and I thought about it and I looked at what this actual webinar was all about, it was something that I already knew. So I didn't need to sign up for that free webinar, which, by the way, would have been something in the middle of the night. So I stopped myself, right? So I stopped following that shiny object, and I'm so grateful. I closed my Facebook tab down because I didn't want to get distracted again. And I went back to the research, searching this CRM that I was meant to be, right? I came back to the task at hand. So this is real life, you know, it happens to all of us. But when you recognize that, you know, that you are following the shiny object, you're following that bouncing ball, when you recognize it, when you stop and think about it, you just go, oh, actually, do I really need that? And you can question yourself and you go, well, not sure that I do. So let's talk about some ways that you can avoid SOS, shiny object syndrome. So new does not necessarily mean better. So you could call it the latest fad, you can call it whatever you like, but it doesn't mean necessarily that it's the best path for you, or something that you might need to question yourself about. Is it the best path for you, right? That's research that you have to do for yourself, or awareness that you need to have, right? But by knowing what you actually need, as opposed to getting drawn in by pretty or fancy or fad words, right? There's a big difference. So new does not necessarily mean better. Sometimes it does, but it doesn't have to mean that. There is a lot, right? Let's be honest, there is a lot of hype out there, and that it is literally hype. And so after a while, when you've been following these shiny objects for a little while, or even if you're not, you can actually learn the hype words that people are using, right? And it's actually more than hype words. Something that I have learned is that you can almost like feel the hyped up energy. And over the years, I've very much learned to tell the difference between that hyped up energy and like a genuine excitement, or, you know, the genuine desire to share real information. There's a big difference. Now, you know, something that you can ask yourself as well is, do I really need this right now? Right? It's a basic question, but it's an important question to ask. Do I really need this right now? Does it fit into your lifestyle? Does it fit into your work life? Do I really need to get up at 3 a.m. to attend that webinar? Well, is it really going to help me if I do? Well, maybe not. Would it be better to get the sleep? You know, this CRM that I found one, and I was searching for it the other day. I just had to do a little bit more research on it, and they were offering a free webinar. The free webinar is actually tonight at 8:30 p.m. That's later than I normally work. A, it's good because it's not in the middle of the night, right? So it doesn't affect my lifestyle too much. And B, it's something I'm specifically searching for. So yes, it affects my work life and my personal life a bit, but, you know, it's something that I'm actively searching for. So you can always stand back and watch, right? If you feel it's the latest hype, you can stand back and watch. Wait and see what others do. Wait and see if they have success with it. Or you can go and research it a little bit more yourself, right? Do a Google search, look for some reviews from this, if it's a certain person or if it's a certain business. That's what I did when I hired my coach. Is, you know, I actually went, when I came across her, I kind of sat back for a little while. I kind of, you know, sussed her out, watched what she did. I went and did a bit of a research on her, read some reviews, and it, you know, it was very much a wait and see period with her. And then, of course, as you ladies know, I decided to sign up with her. It's the best thing that I ever did, right? Now, remembering, ladies, it is okay to say no. And sometimes you are actually doing yourself a favor when you say no, right? You might be saving yourself. If it doesn't feel right for you, you're probably saving yourself time, you're saving yourself money, you're saving yourself stress, confusion, overwhelm, all those things we talked about yesterday, earlier before. All of those things we spoke about earlier, right? You're saving time, money, stress, confusion, overwhelm. So it's not a bad thing to say no if it doesn't feel right for you. And sometimes, you know, we can feel a little bit pressured, but our bodies will tell us if it feels right or not. And so you can say, you know what? No, it's not for me. There's a big difference. So your body, you might feel that it's right for you, and your body might be, or your mind, your itty bitty shitty committee might be trying to convince yourself that it's not for you. But your intuition is telling you, right? That's a whole other story. But if you don't feel it's right for you, say no. Say no, it's not for you. And so, you know, I'm going to say this again here, is that there's a difference between shiny objects, right? The latest fad, the hype, something that you don't need, and the difference between, you know, real opportunities, something that is coming to you that you actually need right now, right? And again, I'm going to say that your intuition will tell you that this is what you need, because it will just feel right. If you can't get it, I feel through everything that I do. And when I know when my intuition says it's just right. And, you know, I know that my heart and soul business girls and other clients that I've worked with, you know, they've often, most of the time, said to me, you know, Ali, we just came into each other's life, or you came into my life at exactly the right time when I needed you. And I've said that to my coach as well. You know, like I've said to her, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have a business. I've had people say that to me as well. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing so well in business right now. Okay. So it's been a real true blue opportunity for them and for me. So I want to say, ladies, you know, if you're looking to get past the hype, right? Past the hype, get down to some real honest to God, deep training, some, you know, down to earth coaching. This is what we do in the Heart and Soul Business Academy, right? Like I said, I don't make those bold claims that you're going to earn 10K months. That's not to say my clients won't earn 10K months. They absolutely can. But, you know, I will give you down to earth, real deep ass training, if you like, in the Heart and Soul Business Academy. So I'm offering everyone who's watching this a sales funnel audit. It's a 30-minute call where in these sales funnel audits, we talk about where you're at in your business at the moment, where your mindset is at. And we also do a little mini sales funnel audit. So we look at your sales funnel, where you're at. I give you some actionable tips that you can take away and implement into your business straight away. So it's not a shiny object. You're actually going to learn something. And then absolutely, right, we will talk through the possibility of you joining the Heart and Soul Business Academy and learning at that deeper level. So if you want to book a sales funnel audit call, you just pop the word audit in the comments and we will be in touch with you and sort out a mutual time where we can catch up and have a chat. So I hope that helps you ladies with your, you know, if you feel that shiny object syndrome is something that you have. I sincerely hope that helps you. I know that, as I said, this happened to me literally yesterday. So the fact that I'm talking about this, you know, says that sometimes I need to come back and remind myself. Hence again, the little sign on my desk. 4 years at least this has been sitting here. So ladies, if you want to sign up for, or if you want to come and have a chat for a sales funnel audit, pop the word audit in the comments and we will be in touch as soon as we can. And also, I wish you all a very successful week ahead. And I look forward to catching up in the group again shortly, ladies. All right. Have a fantastic day, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon. Looking forward to seeing you all on your sales funnel audits. All right. Bye-bye.